What's going on, everybody? It is your boy Trey Sense, and we got a little bit of a review, a little bit of a discussion. You know how we do it here on the channel. Before I get into that, like, share, and sub, and thank you for all that you do for the channel. The numbers have been reflecting some growth, and I appreciate it. You have been liking, you have been sharing, and most importantly, you have been watching the videos and returning to the scene of the crime. And with that being said, guys, I am thoroughly excited about that and greatly appreciative. Now, you tell by the title what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about 7 fragrances. We're going to talk about the 7 deadly sins. 7 deadly sins. And the 7 fragrances from my collection that I think best represent those fragrances. And we got greed, we got lust, we got anger, we got pride, we got gluttony, we got jealousy, and we got the hardest one of all to pick was sloth. So, no further, and this is in no way, shape, form, or fashion how can I word it? It's no shape, form, or fashion personal. It doesn't mean that I think great of these fragrances or bad of these fragrances. It is what it is. I haven't seen any reviewers do a review like this. You know, your boy's always on the cutting edge. Yeah, you know, I do believe in God. I just don't have much faith or belief in organized religion. So let's get that out of the way. But that's not what you're here for. You're here for this different take on fragrances. Tired of the same old. Let's get it. So, representing greed, and to me it rhymes with greed because it's from the house of Creed, and the fragrance is Aventus. Why did I pick this one for greed? Well, it's very simple. I think Creed was in the driver's seat, one of the better niche fragrance houses, one of the more popular, still to this day, one of the more popular houses. But I think their greed kind of ruined a good thing. I think it reached its popularity with this fragrance. And I'm not even saying that this is the best fragrance from the house of Creed. Eurofa's amazing. My favorite is Royal Oud, Virgin Island Water, Viking Cologne. There's several great fragrances, but this one right here took it to new heights. And with those new heights, I think it just changed things because their greed, they sold a portion of the company or all of the company, did away with these old 120 ml bottles, 4-ounce bottles, went to only the 3.3s, changed formulations. It just changed everything. And I think that was mainly brought on by the greed of Creed. So from the house of Creed. And I chose this one because this is the one that I think started the whole uprising and then downfall. So from the house of Creed, it is Aventus representing greed. Now, this was a hard one to pick too. Lust. Lust. This fragrance to me is amazing. I love this house. It's just, in my opinion, extremely sexy. I feel like the man when I wear this fragrance. If I'm being 100% honest with you, I wake up feeling like the man. You know, I told you in the last video, I'm probably the happiest I've been in the last 20 some odd years since my sister passed. Just, you know, it's been a long road to happiness, but I'm at that point. And this fragrance right here, not that a fragrance makes me happy, but being able to live the life that I so choose to live does. And I think this fragrance right here best represents lust. And it is from the house of Nishani, and it is honey. And sweet, spicy, gourmand. I think that's a little bit of vanilla playing in the background on the bass guitar, just hitting the lick. I like it. I like it. It just smells good to me as I'm trying to hold back my giggles, man. I love it. It does smell good. And I got a really, really good deal on this fragrance. I think I paid like $70, $67 for it. I need to wear it more. You see where the levels are. Shoot, I may wear this to work today. I don't think they ready for that though. I don't think they ready. No, I can't wear that to work. I can't wear that to work. I had them old cougars in there waiting outside when I get out. I can't do that. I can't. I can't. But representing lust, it is Nishane's Ani. I think I have a fragrance. No, I don't have that one. There is a fragrance called True Lust, but I don't think I have it. And is it a Tilly? That funny name company. I cannot pronounce that name. But I want to say Fat Electrician and You Are Someone Like You. And then one of my favorites. No, that's his. Never mind, different company. I was thinking of another. This is not another blue bottle, but that's Histoire de Parfum, totally different company. But nonetheless, representing lust, it is Nishane's Ani. Anger. I consulted with the homeboy Cheapo Depot on this one, and we came up with a few. But with anger, I wanted to go with something that just, to me, was aggressive, slightly loud, strong, maybe even obnoxious, but in a good way. And the fragrance that I came up with is from the house of Victor and Rolf. It is a flanker to the original Spice Bomb, and it is Spice Bomb Infrared. And it's simply the pepper in this that to me is just in your face, aggressive, angry. I mean, it's even in a reddish bottle, a gradient red bottle right at the bottom. To me, that's just what it represents. I'm not saying it's a bad fragrance at all, because I actually like this fragrance. This is one that I think is definitely more suited for fall, winter, evening time. As opposed, you could wear this in the summer, but I don't see why you would want to. But you could. But nonetheless, I like this fragrance. As it dies down, it does become sweeter, so that might lend it to maybe a summer's evening. Summer's Eve, huh? Never mind. Or the nighttime, but definitely couldn't see this. It's hot in Alabama. It's hot, man. I can't see you wearing this in July when the humidity is up and the heat, the temperature's 80, 90, 100 degrees, and you spraying this on walking outside. You just gonna go, oh, it's gonna take your breath away. I can't see that. But representing anger, it's from the house of Victor and Rolf, and it is Spice Bomb Night Vision. This one represents pride, and it's in the same vein as that one, but when I think of this fragrance, I think of a guy that is full of himself, extremely prideful, and I understand that prideful could also go in the direction of stubborn. You know, that prideful could go in a lot of different directions, but in this one, I'm taking it down the avenue of extremely prideful, full of himself, just arrogant, that direction. And the fragrance that I chose is from the house of Paco Rabanne, and you already know it's 1 million. 1 million. And it is a very, again, those two fragrances probably could have switched. Either one of them. The Night Vision could have went for pride, and this could have went for anger, and vice versa. But I think this one is more better suited for prideful, because it's not quite as angry. It's not quite as loud as Night Vision. So I think I put this one in the right place. But you got to think, when this fragrance first came out, the type of people that wore it. I mean, this was not for the faint at heart, not for the weak at heart. Very, again, in your face, loud. Don't really want to use the word obnoxious, but if worn too much of, when you hit the club or the bar scene, everybody that you pass by smelled like this. So from the house of Paco Rabanne, it is 1 million. Now that brings us to Gluttony. So I had to go with a gourmand. So I went old school gourmand with Gluttony, and went with one from the house of Hugo, and you already know what it is. It is that apple pie cinnamony smelling Boss bottled, or Boss number 6. And it's just sweet apple pie. Nice, gourmandy, good smelling fragrance. And you see the levels on this fragrance. This is a stellar in everyone's collection, but it is definitely a gourmand, which makes me think about food, which makes me think about gluttony, overeating, overindulging in anything. But I took it down the food route. I guess this could be seen as gluttony as well. I mean, I guess it could be. Depends on how you look at it, I reckon. But we're gonna keep it food related and tie it to the fragrance, and we're gonna go with this one because it has that nice apple pie type of vibe. This next one made me laugh when I think about it, and it's jealousy, because I've just never been a jealous type of person. I've always been pretty confident in myself. I've always thought highly of myself. Never been jealous of a person's house or car or job or whatever, because I realized that all that stuff comes with a price. People work hard to accomplish the things that they accomplish. Most do. Some inherit, but whatever. This is one that I was racking my brain about it, and these last two are the last two that I were able to come up with. And this one just said to me, that's perfect. It's perfect. And it's from the house of genre. And it is Run After My Car. And I just think that, if somebody smells so good that it make a female want to run after their car, that might make me jealous. That might just be the one thing that would make me jealous. But nonetheless, it is a beautiful fragrance. A little bit Elysium, a little bit Aventus. Just a great, great smelling fragrance from the house of genre. Run After My Car. And is that not the best name in fragrancy? And if nothing else, I'm jealous of that name because I can't make a fragrance name Run After My Car now. I mean, that has to go up there with True Lust and Instant Crush. I mean, as far as names go, Run After My Car is the one I chose to represent jealousy. This next one represents Sloth, which we all know Sloth is nasty, filthy, dirty. And I'm not saying that this fragrance is that, and certainly the person who is the brainchild of this fragrance, the owner of the company, but to me it was the fragrance of my collection that best fit this category because of the scent profile. Excuse me. The fragrance is from the house of Zaharoff, and it is Zaharoff Royal X. And why did I choose this one? Because it's said to mimic body odor, sweat, sex, and it just has that kind of a body odor. Not saying it's in a bad way, but I'm just saying that's what it mimics. That's what it's supposed to be. So I felt like this was the fragrance that best represented Sloth. You have to excuse me, but spraying these fragrances have got me a little bit choked up, especially I do not recommend that you spray infrared and 1 million in a closed up house at the same time. It could get a little bit scratchy. But we're not going to start all over. I thought I may have had a bottle of water or something laying around, but I don't. Anyway, I'm almost near the end. Yeah, definitely anger and definitely pride. But we're talking about Sloth, and that's what this fragrance is. It's a nice body odor type of scent. It's not my jam. I did try it a couple of times. It's definitely not my type of fragrance. It's one of those you either hate or love, but I think it best represents Sloth because it is the type of scent that is definitely made to smell like a sweaty body during sex, after sex, before sex. Just the body odor, you know what I'm saying? You get where I'm coming from? And I'm not saying it's a bad fragrance because there was many that love it. I did not love it, but there are many that have smelled it and Thought it was genius. I give credit to Mr. Zaharoff, Mr. George, for having the fortitude to put this fragrance in motion and then the mindset to execute it. So big thumbs up, but not for me. I don't need to spray on something to get slothy up in here. I can do that with a couple of days work and no soap, and I'm as slothy as they can be. But you know, anyway, in that aspect of it, I do understand the sloth can be also filth and just ugh. That's not my lifestyle there. But anyway, with that being said, guys, that is it. That has been my little, you know, walk on the wild side. I'm just trying to go down a different avenue with fragrances sometimes. Everything gets so boring and so redundant. Just wanted to give y'all a little something different and a little different take on it now. With that being said, you already know I got to get off of here, edit it, got to get ready to go to work here in just a little bit. So hope you enjoyed this video. If not, that's okay. It is what it is. But I enjoyed it. Took me about a week to get everything lined up for this one. So yeah. With that being said, I'm gonna get off of here, edit it, thumbnail it, get it out to you so you can see it. Please be active in the comment sections. Let me know what you think about it. And as always, thank you so much for returning to the scene of the crime. It is greatly, greatly appreciated. I love you all, and may God bless you all. Until next time, peace.